Ladies and gentlemen, ATDF everything in that shelf presentation. You're now rocking with TDF everything. Spoiled rotten.
Spoiler alert.
Welcome back, everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's give the people what they want.
Wow, right out of the... I didn't even have to do a setup. Just
Nope, no setup.
Boom,
Just, yeah.
boom. It's me, Daniel.
And Aiden. Yeah. Hitting the people.
With what they want.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
which is what we always do, so it's, kind of
Yeah.
obvious. This is Spoiled Rotten Game of Thrones edition, which means that we are spoiling an episode of Game of Thrones. Is this the Battle of Winterfell?
I think it's called The Long Night, but I mean, called the Battle of Winterfell, too. That's exactly
we're
what
calling
it
it
was.
the Long Night. We're not calling it the Battle of Winterfell. That's embarrassing. I really thought I had that one. I was like,
They were
watch
calling
this.
it for like the whole week, the Battle of Winterfell.
So
and
I
then
guess it's just...
I saw it when I looked it up.
It's called The Long Night. You
The
were
Long
right.
Night.
No, I mean, it doesn't really matter. You were right. Okay, and not night like the last time. It's this one's actually like the time of day.
Yeah.
There was no long night.
No.
No, just
That would be a really, really long night.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. We're gonna spoil this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly talk about what might happen next episode. Do they have the names of the episodes out yet, or like? Oh yeah, they're really keeping
They're
the
just like,
episode secret.
Yeah. No spoiling on their behalf.
It's good for them.
Yeah.
All right, so it was exactly as advertised. It was a big fight from beginning to end. There was no time to
At
do
nighttime.
anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, which leads us... So here's the thing. I understand what the idea was, is that, like, you're always hoping, like, oh, good, the Melisandre gave them fire, they can see, good. But also,
Yeah.
I can see.
Right now we
Excellent.
can see, too. Yeah.
Oh, the dragons lit things up, good, now we can see. But I feel like there was just a blur over things as well, not just the darkness.
Yeah.
If it was just the darkness, I would at least be like, I get it. I mean, it's a weird episode to do that with because it's the longest one so far.
Yeah. Of all
But,
time, yeah.
but like, I would still be like, I get it. I'm in it with them. This is exactly what they're experiencing. Well, other than clearly the stink of people shitting themselves when they die.
Yeah, I think a lot of people had that complaint too, that they couldn't see what was happening.
Yeah, but that's the creative decision they made.
Yeah, they're trying to make it point of view or whatever, and
Let's just say that didn't really work for me.
Okay. I mean, I
It
still
threw me
enjoyed it.
Yes, it is
but-
an enjoyable episode. There is no doubt.
Yeah.
Two things. Our good friend and my cousin Ryan and I were
Ooh,
talking
nice.
about it.
Yeah.
I mean, people are like, "Oh, why did they waste the Dothraki on that first wave?" That kind of. I see that
Yeah.
complaint.
Poor battle decisions, like the tactics.
But
were
other
bad.
than that, we kind of thought like, "Oh, wow, like they really put people in peril a bunch of times that never, like, it never paid off." Other than Ser Jorah, he was the one that kept like. They
Yeah.
kept making it seem like, oh, he's dead. No, he's back. Oh, he's
Yeah.
dead. And then
And
he
then he
obviously finally died.
Yeah.
But like Sam, Jamie, and Brienne like were constantly in situations where it's like,
Yeah.
they should just be dead. Like,
Well, how did Sam not get killed?
No
Like,
idea.
how was he
I have
fighting
no-
off all these zombies?
I will say this though, I liked it when I saw him like finally confidently hitting people when he was like on the wall and
Yeah.
knocking
Yeah.
the zombies back.
That was
But
pretty
like,
good.
it just seemed like there was so many times where people had to save him, and I was just like, okay. And then like it looked like just every 5 minutes Jamie was saving Brienne or Brienne was saving Jamie.
One or the other, yeah.
And I was like, I feel like you get one or two of those. I don't want to keep watching this.
And Tormund as well. Like, how did he not die? He was
I don't
also
like.
in-
I know. So here, I guess this was my thing. Was like, and I don't even know why I would complain about it, other than it. It's not that people didn't die; it's that they kept being like, "Huh? Do you think? Oh, this person's gonna die?" And then
Yeah.
they didn't pay it off in any like
you just didn't see him do anything.
yeah, I was just like,
alive.
they're just alive now, but like I didn't see them do like a cool kill move. They didn't get killed, so like it just felt underwhelming in that way for me.
I think I feel like they had, because there were so many main characters in this episode, they just probably decided, okay, we're gonna do that stuff, but only for the Starks and Daenerys, I guess.
Right.
You know, like that's what you so far.
Daenerys
Arya,
does get
that
to
happened.
do some cool
Like,
stuff.
and she,
Well,
Daenerys
obviously,
actually
Arya.
yeah.
But I think we're big Arya fans here, so that
Big
was
time.
like
Yeah.
to be expected.
Did we call it in the last episode that?
No, so
like
you
we said she might.
Here's
right?
what I would say. I feel like, and I'm not going to take any credit for this. You were the one that was leading the pack of like she needs to kill someone big,
Right.
And I would say that if you re-listen to it, it sounds like you're hinting that she might kill the Night King, but I don't know if you ever commit to being like she's going to kill the Night King.
It's going to be that, yeah.
But
I did. Yeah.
but like listening back to that episode, it's like like it seems like you're toying with the audience.
Oh yeah, I like
You're
that.
being pretty sneaky, but
That's what I do.
it's true. It's one of your nicknames, pretty sneaky.
Yeah.
I think that obviously the Arya stuff works for me.
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed
Like
it.
even before she kills the Night King, like when she's in the library and all that stuff.
That was
like
a great scene.
Because
Yeah.
that's where I feel like I was toying with the audience, where I was like, like you kind of forget that she's just a full on trained assassin,
Yeah.
and like you got to see her do her like stealth moves in
Yeah.
the library scene, which I
Yeah.
thought was cool. Even though like she looks worried, but like she's still moving with confidence to like get out of the situation.
Yeah, and it kind of showed us that she can get past the zombies. If they're not paying attention, she can get past them.
And then like when the one zombie caught on, she got it, and like you realize obviously she's trying to do this as quietly as possible, because even if she kills it, like if you make too much noise, they're all on you.
Yeah.
Like I thought that scene worked really well.
That was one of the best, maybe the best scene of the. I mean, like just in terms of how they shot it and stuff. That was great.
I don't know why, but I also was like, why aren't there more cool like team ups?
Yeah.
Like you said it, and like they kept saying like this is as many characters as like the first episode, and I was like, it didn't seem like any of that really got paid off. Like other than like I can see, and I mean it's obviously being unfairly compared for me to Avengers Endgame, where there were cool pair ups.
True.
And I was just like, all right, yeah, but like it just seems like everyone who already knew each other just talked to each other, or even if they were standing next to each other, they didn't have any interaction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of the cool pairings that might have happened.
Yeah, they should have done better with that, I think. I agree. I like the Hound and Arya re-teaming up.
Yeah, 'cause she saves him from up top at first, right? And he's kind of like, all right.
He's like, oh, okay.
All right.
So she
Hey,
doesn't hate me.
maybe we should have sex one day. And Arya's like, you missed your chance. No, I'm just
sorry,
kidding.
buddy. Yeah.
I will say, our good friend Michelle was saying she disagrees that Arya was trying to have sex with
So she agrees
the
with
Hound.
me.
Yeah. And I said I only pushed it because it's made you like kind of like not upset, but like off put by it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's like,
I don't
oh,
really,
no.
I don't have any investment in it. Like I don't actually care.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Like I wasn't like it could work.
You were doing
I
that.
was doing that for the sake of the episode.
Right. No, that probably made it an enjoyable banter then.
Or maybe people were like, "What's wrong with Daniel?" Either way, I thought it was funny in the moment, but I just want to go on record as saying I don't actually care if they got together. No, I thought that was nice that she kind of helped him out there, but then he had that like mini freak out about the fire, which I think it's more the length of time they spend on some of these things, because like it is completely understandable that as soon as the fire starts happening, he might have issues.
You knew it
but I
would
just
happen at
felt
some
like
point.
we stuck with it too long.
Yeah.
Especially since he just gets over, not just gets over, like it's the fact that Arya's there that kind of kicks him into gear.
Yeah,
but I just feel like
that,
she could have been there sooner, because like you kind of just watch him going like, and you're like, I know
guy,
he's not into fire.
And Beric asks him, I don't know, 4 times or something. Like that was annoying.
It just seems repetitive. Like I was like, oh come on, like and it's not even like I'm like this should have been a shorter episode, because it didn't feel long to me.
No,
like
no.
That's not what I'm getting at. I just feel like even in those like micro moments, like how many times are we gonna watch Sam, Jamie, or Brienne like almost die and then be like, no, they're fine.
Yeah.
And how many times or how long do we have to wait for the Hound to kick into gear. Like,
Yeah.
just that kind of stuff. Where it is effective, I think, is stuff like where Melisandre's trying to like get the fire going. And you're like, yeah, you gotta hurry up. And, like,
Yeah,
that's
that was a
good
really
because
good
that's
moment.
tension.
Yeah.
I like that.
And you could see in her face she was starting to not
Yeah.
believe in herself, and then all of a sudden it worked.
So I don't get. Is she just good? Like, is that what we're just supposed to understand? Like I felt like in earlier seasons it was kind of like you don't know if she's good.
Yeah, I think you still like you don't necessarily know. It's just she just thinks
She just thinks the Night King shouldn't win.
yeah, because she
Which
thinks
I
he's
feel like
in
is
direct
ultimately good.
opposition to her.
Right,
religion.
that's her. He's against her religion.
Yeah,
So our cast of characters just lucked out that she's like, well, no,
that she
I
happened to
don't-
take that. Yeah.
I don't want him to go. So
Right.
So it isn't like she's like, oh, this is for like I hope these people win. It's more like, no, fuck you, don't come against my religion.
I guess, and she thinks that her destiny was to die there and to help them.
And then she just does
And-
die, but
Yeah, I don't know how.
she could have just stayed alive. Didn't she like take off her like youthful necklace? Is that what like?
I guess
I think that's what happens. She just walks out because she says, "Don't worry about me. I'll be dead by dawn or before dawn," something like that. And then at dawn, she walks out and dies. And I was like, "Oh, like I thought they were gonna kill her. I didn't realize she was like, no, my plan is to just kill myself."
It seems like Davos was about. He had a sword in his hands and was.
Oh, he
following
was
her
gonna
out.
kill her. Oh,
Yeah.
that's what he was doing.
I guess.
You're right. I'm not even. I don't question that. I just
Yeah.
was like, I didn't really notice what he was doing. I thought he was just like the one person that knows of her ways and was
Right.
like, you better stay. Here's another thing Michelle brought up. I say that the son of Baratheon, or like Rob Baratheon, wrong.
Right.
What's his name? Is it?
Gendry?
Oh, it's Gendry, not Gendry.
I think
I don't know which one I say.
I might
Whichever
have
one I said is wrong.
I might have also said Gendry last episode, but I think it's Gendry.
Okay, Gendry. Yeah, maybe he was just like, stay away from Gendry. I'll stab you.
Yeah.
I don't know what I guess that must be it. Is that he
Yeah.
was going to be like, well, if you're lying, I'll just kill you.
Right.
Could he just kill her with a knife?
I guess.
Oh, it seems like she would have some magic for that.
She might, yeah, but I think she just acknowledges that her purpose is done now. So,
Save him twice.
yeah.
All right, let's get in because there's no real dialogue of importance in this
No.
episode.
I mean, I
It's
liked
all-
the Tyrion and Sansa dialogue, but it was
Sorry.
pretty
Oh
short.
yeah, we should get into that. Let's do that before what I was going to talk about.
Okay.
I like that she was like, "You're my best husband," but wasn't that just her and Ramsay? Sorry, Tyrion and Ramsay were her only husbands.
Yeah.
She wasn't married to anyone else, was she? Wait, was she married to Joffrey?
Oh, I guess she was about to be married to Joffrey.
And then he died.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
And-
he died at the wedding, right?
Right. Okay.
Oh, no, that was to Marjorie Tyrell.
Marjorie was married to Joffrey. So
I
just
guess
feel
she
like
was going to... I think she's counting Joffrey in it.
I guess so. But wasn't that her plan until Marjorie swerved in, and then she's like, "Oh wow, he's crazy actually."
Yeah, well, I think she realized he was crazy before
Mm-hmm.
that, and she was hoping she'd get hooked up with Marjorie's bro,
Right.
and Marjorie could take over being
Okay.
queen.
But then Marjorie's bro was like, "I'd rather be Iron Fist," and then even that got canceled.
Yeah, so he just
And
got
then he
screwed.
was in some pilot, and that got canceled. So I guess what I'm saying is only Game of Thrones knows
He's
how
no
to use
good.
Finn Jones.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I guess I liked that they were being nice to each other, but I was also like, it just seems like even Tyrion would know that's an insult if you're like, you were my best husband. Like
Out
it's
of
like
Joffrey and
you or some crazy rapist
Bolton.
or like that maniac Joffrey.
yeah,
He's just, and then he was
Well,
like, yeah,
he
that's a
was-
horrible thought.
yeah. He did kind of take it that way.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, I think he took it better than I would have. I would have made her feel bad for being like, "What do you mean?" Like,
Yeah, is that supposed to be a compliment or what?
He let her. He was just like, yeah, like I get it.
Yeah.
But then he was like, we should have stayed married. But I don't remember why. Oh, he just had to leave because everyone was like, oh, he might have killed Joffrey.
Yeah, and so they were married, and then
And
she disappeared. And
Shay told on him or something like that.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So there's no way they were going to stay married.
no. I mean, they never got divorced, so
Right. I do like that when they were like, when she was like, it wouldn't have worked because of your split allegiance
Our fam-
to the
oh.
Dragon Lady, and that would have caused problems. And then
Right.
Missandei's like, yeah, because the Dragon Lady's the one that's causing all the I know that's not what she said, but that was the
Yeah,
point of
something
what
like
she
that. Yeah,
she
yeah.
was basically being like, stop talking
We
shit.
wouldn't be live if the Dragon Lady
Right.
didn't come.
Yeah, I guess that's exactly what she said. There would be no problems
have any
because
problems.
you'd just be dead.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's true. But kind of like a, snide comment there.
Did anyone? Some people died in the crypt, right? But not
Yeah.
any like.
No one we care
character.
about died.
Okay.
Like, Gilly's survived, right?
See, so I was just watching a recap, but since they weren't using people's real names, I was like, I don't know if she's Greasy Jane. Like, I
Oh.
don't like.
Why were
there's
they
obviously
doing
no.
that?
It's a thing called Game of Thrones, and it's
Oh,
very
yeah,
funny.
yeah,
It was
on
with
YouTube.
Gabrielle Union, and it was like
Oh, nice.
Gabrielle Union was really funny in it. And I think at one point the host just laughed and stopped reading the script and just laughed at what Gabrielle Union was doing.
Nice.
But yeah, they were listing all the people who died, and like for most of them, you're like, yeah, I know. Like the first guy we said, the other
Ed, right?
is
The
that
Night's
his name?
Watch guy?
Yeah, the Night Watch.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Night's Watch guy that we just were like, yeah, for sure that guy's dead.
Yeah.
When he died, I was like, I can't believe. Usually, I get things like this wrong, but the fact that we both agreed, I was like, maybe this will just screw over Aiden's luck with this. But it worked out. He just died first.
Yeah.
I think that was the first person I like knew who died.
I think he's the first that died. Yeah. And especially, like, he helped Sam.
Yeah.
And then
I just knew
because
because they were lingering on it so long, and I think.
Yeah.
At least in that sense, the tension paid off. But like, there was just too much of that of like people standing around me like, "Are you okay?" And the person be like, and I'm like, "Oh my god, this person's gonna die" or something. Like, I can't believe it. And then in that case, it worked out that way that he died.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess anyone who died in the crypt was just someone we don't care about, unless Gilly did die and we just weren't paying attention.
Yeah, I don't think so. But
I don't think she did.
they would have showed it. I
Right.
know she was in some danger at one point, but it's like we've seen so many people in that episode in danger and they survived. So I think she's okay.
So yeah, I guess to top off the Sansa and Tyrion thing is he gave her a tender kiss on the hand, and
Yeah,
it
that
looked
was
like
nice.
they had bonded.
Yeah.
I still
Both,
feel like Sansa's not going to be like, yeah, I'm going to get back with anyone, but like,
Yeah.
well,
you might be
especially
right
now
there.
that Theon's dead. But like, but I think it was just nice for her to like have someone that she wasn't just mad at.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. She had some.
Other than Arya, like it's just like another person not related to her that she doesn't have to be pissed off at.
Yeah, that's a
That
nice
was
thing
nice.
that they're friends. Do you think it also sort of they're still foreshadowing this Tyrion? Like he was a bit jealous, and not jealous, but like a bit upset that they weren't using him upstairs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't like.
So do you think he's going to come out of this battle like angry?
I don't know if the idea is that he's thinking like, oh man, I should be out there because last time I won,
And then Blackwater, yeah.
yeah, but then his conversation with Sansa like kind of brings him back to like, well, I'm where I should be,
Yeah.
with like the people who use their minds.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
I don't know if that's what they were going for, but that's kind of how I took it. But like, I did think that was an interesting bit where he was kind of like, "This is ridiculous. Like, we
Yeah.
could make a difference. We might see something that they don't see,
Yeah.
but it doesn't really go anywhere." So I was like,
Yeah.
they just stayed there anyway. I thought there would be like some interesting, just to switch it up from cloudy swiping in the air at people's heads,
Some
like having
discussions,
like
yeah.
this party of people that were just like look out to me like, oh, like go off and tell them this or go out, but then
Yeah, there wasn't really any of that.
no.
Well, also the thing is, he had that conversation with Bran in the first or second episode, but they didn't show what they were talking about. It just left. So I think that's got to get paid off at some point. So I mean, he'll obviously have some.
Well, something needs to pay off with Bran.
Yeah,
we'll
I
get
don't
to
know
that
about
later.
that. Yeah,
we'll get to that later. Yeah. So that was the crypt stuff. Basically, it was
Yeah.
a bunch of people.
Oh,
being
and the
like,
Starks came back. The dead Starks.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, I think so. Because you could see them like punching out of.
That's what they were coming out of. The
Yeah.
thing. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So one of them was dead.
I heard someone say that on online.
The
but
only thing
don't
I
know
heard
if
was I
that's true.
can't believe Ned wasn't back.
Yeah.
But also, I wasn't really paying. I
Well,
wasn't
they
even
chopped his
thinking
head
that
off,
he would.
so I
yeah,
don't know how he.
that's the thing. I wouldn't
yeah.
even think to see him, mostly because he got his head chopped off.
Yeah.
So there's that. What's her face? Mormont died. I liked her death.
That was great.
They
With
didn't.
the
They
giant.
didn't mess around with that. That was just like she.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, all right, she's in the middle of things. She's still alive, and then she's like, I'm gonna take this giant out, and you're like, good for you. I mean,
Yeah.
you went with him, but like, good for you.
Yeah. No, that good. She was such a brave character, throughout the whole time. And
Yeah, and I'm glad
for her
it
to do
wasn't
that.
just like she took someone out by tripping them. Like it was like no, she talks a big game, and then she went for the biggest piece on
she
the.
stabbed that guy
yeah.
in the eye.
Yeah, it was great.
But now House Mormont is
Done.
Yeah,
Everyone's gone.
yeah. I mean, there might be.
Is
some,
everyone gone?
I mean,
Or is
maybe
there,
she has a
10
brother
people?
or something.
There's 10 people, and then
Yeah, they only had,
the best of us are gone.
Yeah,
We're a nothing house now.
yeah.
I guess to cap off the people fighting, I really appreciated Theon's last stand.
That
I
was
thought
awesome.
he did a great job.
Yeah,
He didn't give up.
it actually, for one, finally, after so much of Theon being somebody you hate,
Yeah.
you actually rooted for him in that moment. Which
Yeah,
is
I
nice.
feel like they made it clear he was going to die, but you were still good for you, man. Take as many out as you can before they get you.
Yeah, and Bran told him he was a good man. And all
Don't
that.
care about anything he does. I don't like Bran, and it's not that I don't like his acting. I just don't understand their game with him.
Yeah.
Why are they writing him that way? I would rather be we got to go find Bran. He just went off and said he was a three-eyed raven or something, and then you get the same amount out of him that way. It's a quest to go find him if they need to wait for him to do something cool till the end.
Yeah.
Than to have him sitting there all the time, just being
Well, this was his chance.
I'm gonna go now.
Yeah, and then all he did was just take over some ravens.
Yeah, he's yeah.
that didn't
That's
even
about
pay
right.
off anything either.
Didn't do anything. No.
Yeah.
It's just yeah.
I hope something happens. Next episode will kind of be one of those episodes that shows, okay, this was Bran's purpose, or it won't show that at all, and then it'll be just, okay, Bran was a waste
Next
of time.
episode 4. Yeah, I mean they've got 3 more episodes.
Yeah.
To
But
do
what's he
something
gonna
with
do
him,
to
but-
defeat Cersei?
Yeah, I don't know. If anything, him and the Night King was the time to show off something.
Yeah,
But no. So that happened. There was a nice dragon fight where they had to
Yeah.
fight their brother.
it was.
I
Also
couldn't
one of
really
those
make out what was
scenes
happening.
where they were you couldn't really figure out
No.
what was going on, but it was
I like
cool for. A
I like
couple
the
moments.
idea of it.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't remember if we said it on the mic or after the fact, but we were wrong about Jon Snow. He did both. He went into the battlefield and he flew around. In
Right,
fact, he
yeah.
led with the dinosaur.
The dragon,
He led
yeah.
with the dragon. I didn't think he would lead with the dragon. I thought that would be
I
a
thought
last
it'd be
resort for him.
underground. Yeah,
So this brings us to what I wanted to talk about in terms of
Mm-hmm.
their overall plan.
yeah, it was not a good plan.
You need to light the situation. How do you not lead with the dragons?
Yeah.
Just
100%.
even get them to light the
leave
area.
them back if you want. But let them at least light
Yeah,
multiple trenches.
and they had
maybe.
fire catapults that would help them light.
Yeah, they
things.
used them once.
Yeah, I did not understand the point of that because they were yeah, just you go at them, and then they go into that black cloud,
Yeah,
and you're yeah, obviously.
I thought that the Dothraki were gonna go up. I kind of knew that because I was looking on Reddit and stuff. People had figured this out, but I knew the Dothraki would be used at first. But I thought they were gonna go up towards the zombies and then peel off and come back. So
Right.
that the zombies start charging. Then you keep shooting the catapults. You light the trenches. Also they lit the trench behind the Unsullied. What was up? Why didn't the Unsullied fight behind the trench?
I have no idea. I'm going to tell you that right now.
That made no sense.
I did not get. I saw someone break down the thing. He's no, the Unsullied were in the right spot. I'm no, they weren't. I didn't think anyone was in the right spot.
Yeah.
It just seemed like the weirdest thing. You know who they needed? It was Robb Stark. He knows how
Yeah.
to fight.
Yeah, actually, we've say, Jon Snow is amazing. Like, he survives all these things, but he's actually a really poor commander. And
So I guess I
for
should take it
battles.
back. He is not a good general.
No. Because even in the
He
Battle of
was
the
just like-
Remember the Battle of the Bastards? He just ran at the
Yeah.
army himself.
I guess that's the thing. He's just a really good soldier.
Yeah, he's a very good fighter. Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause
But
he-
Robb Stark, he
knows.
was a proven winner. Even they mentioned it in the second episode. They were talking about, Tyrion is at the fire, and he's like, yeah, we've all, survived a bunch of battles. He's like, take Jaime. And he's like, the famous, and he, says, the Battle of Pike or something. Victor at the Battle of Pike. And he's like, yeah, and the loser at Whispering Wood, which was the Robb Stark battle. But
I miss Robb Stark,
he was good.
but I guess he's got to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to have that red wedding. All right. Well, yeah. So I guess that's all I have to say. Is that it seemed like a very
The
poorly.
strategy was bad.
But,
Not
but I
using the
guess-
dragons, just sending the Dothraki. They're not going to
And the
defeat
direwolf.
all of the the
What
direwolf
was
is
that?
alive, I think, but
Yeah, but what?
yeah, it's just
That's definitely you keep that in the crypt with the other people in case someone breaks in. They have at least some chance.
or let him chill with Bran.
Yeah, whatever, man. Bran seems like he would be fine.
Yeah,
He didn't seem that worried when.
he was not worried at all.
No.
Even with the so, did you think Bran knew that all of that was going to happen?
I can only assume so. Again,
that's why he gave Arya the dagger.
Just finished watching Endgame. Similar idea of no, not yet, not yet. Okay, and then
That whole time travel stuff in Endgame,
not into it.
No.
I just went with it.
Yeah, I mean, so did I, but I still enjoyed it. But
But no, I meant more. We won't spoil that, even though this week I already spoiled Endgame. But if you didn't listen to that, I won't spoil who. But there was a character that was kind of okay, now this is the time that something will happen. I already know how this will all work out.
yeah,
And I felt like that's what Bran was doing. Only he doesn't really communicate
tell
with other
anybody.
people. He just is like,
yeah. Well, it's the problem with having this kind of character in it, like the all-powerful,
right.
So,
But yeah, Arya did a great job.
yeah,
Jumped out of nowhere. Well, I liked how at first you kind of see like a white's
the
hair
White Walk-
blow.
Yeah, then he sort of turns his head a little bit.
I was like, yeah, good.
Did you
Also-
know? Did you first time watching through? Did
So
you
here's the
notice-
problem. I was trying to do something for that shelf on Facebook, and
Oh, okay. At the same time as you
my
were watching.
cousin, not Ryan, decided to just post the scene on
What?
on Facebook, just
Ah.
on YouTube, and it flat out, the name of the file is Arya Kills the Night King.
Oh,
So
man.
by that time in the show, I was like, well, I guess this is when she kills the Night King.
Okay, so you started looking out for it. At that time.
Yeah, it was, and I usually tell people I don't really care about knowing who dies or whatever. It's more hearing other people's opinions, because then I start feeling like either I have to be in line with that or I have to
Yeah, you can help
defend my stance instead of just enjoying whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I feel like there was a bit of that for this, because all I ever heard was, this is the best, it's amazing. And I was just like, okay. And I didn't go into it being like, no, I'm going to show everyone why it's not. I was just like, yeah, it's nice. I like the Arya stuff.
Yeah.
And I like the Theon stuff.
Yeah, that was good.
But
I'm
I
glad
don't-
it wasn't John that killed him.
Yeah.
You know?
All the evidence pointing to Arya being the true hero of this. Not necessarily that she'll be on the Iron Throne, but just that,
Yeah, the last hero or whatever. Yeah.
I like that. But I also liked all the memes of Thanos and the Night King, and it was like, put your hand up if you got schooled by a Stark this weekend. And I was like, nice.
Nice.
The what happened? I guess
Night King. I mean,
He had that one moment where you think, well,
Oh,
I
where he-
didn't.
Where he raised the dead.
Well, that was cool, but I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't think that Daenerys killed him when she was like Dracarys, and then
Oh yeah, you knew that wasn't gonna work.
yeah, but I didn't even have a chance because I was like, well, that's not
Yeah,
Sansa
you
doing it.
clearly- yeah, that's true.
I couldn't even enjoy that moment. I was just like, yeah, let's keep him. But I do again, probably because it was well lit, just how he looked while he was in the flames and how he was kind of smirking at
Yeah.
her, and I was like, That's I like that little bit of personality, but yeah, he did. I guess he didn't ever really have to do that. And I thought he was gonna fight Jon Snow, but he just raised the dead and walked away.
He kind of copped out a bit, but
I kind of more took it as like I don't respect you. Like
Yeah.
you can deal with my minions. I'm out of here
yeah,
because I don't think that Jon would have won anyway,
I don't know. We haven't seen the Night King really do,
and we never will.
much,
He's dead.
And yeah, I'm just fine with him being completely out of it now.
Yeah, I don't want him to come back.
Yeah.
I'm like he should be dead.
Like they didn't really explain any of his motivations or like, we all sort of. I mean, we didn't know. We thought maybe that would happen through Bran or whatever, and maybe it will. But
I feel like it would.
I kind of just thought that they weren't going to explain it at all. So I'm fine with the White Walkers just being completely out of it now.
I'm fine with them not explaining it, just because like what's gonna like they have to deal with other stuff now, so it wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really care for Bran to be like, so. I know that was a crazy night, everybody. It was a pretty long night. let me give you some background here, and then like go into whatever it is they were gonna say. But like I just like that it was like he came, he just wanted death, eternal night, and he lost.
Yeah. I don't know, like the last time, I guess according to the show's like story, like the last time he did it was like thousands of years ago. And he was so arrogant at so many times. Like
I feel like if you could
His
turn a
little slow
dragon
walk.
into your
Oh,
meat,
yeah.
like you'd just be like, I don't like what. None of these idiots will be able to do anything to me.
Yeah.
And it's only because Arya did her knife switch thing.
that was a sick move, which she did earlier
Yeah.
in the show too.
Is that Brienne that taught her that,
Yeah.
or
Did she do it to Brienne or did Brienne do it to her? I forget.
I would imagine she did it to Brienne.
I think so. I think like they're fighting. Brienne had the knock on her, and then she did that.
Yeah. But I like that. I like that they gave Arya her full like showcase of her like assassin ways.
Yeah, she did the sneaky like ninja stuff. She did the outdoor like just killing so many of them at the same time, and
Yeah.
then the sneak attack on the Night King.
Did she really need the Red Witch to tell her like, "Hey, tell them death not today"?
I
Or
guess
is that just like supposed to be like a nice reunion? I guess what it does is set up that she will in fact kill the Night King. Cause
Yeah.
she was like, "Yeah, you told me I would kill a bunch of people," and then they give you the thing,
and then she like focuses on the blue eyes.
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think
I guess that's more for us than it is for the actual story.
maybe that just sort of reminded her, wait, like
I'll survive.
I'm a
if I
sick
do this.
assassin.
Yeah.
I can go out there and just do some assassin stuff on what really matters, you know?
Yeah, I get because you've already answered. Because my whole thing was like, why does Melisandre care so much? But it is just to like uphold her
Like
religion,
this prophecy
Yeah,
and all this. Yeah, that she's been just going on about the whole show.
Fair enough. I'll just read it somewhere. I don't actually care for the show to get into it, but I still don't know why she just killed herself.
Yeah.
It seems like she could have been like, "I just helped you guys."
Well, I guess she's like 400.
I'll be
something.
spreading the word. Yeah, but she could just be like, I should be going around like spreading the word. Like I've proved it to myself and to you. Leave me
Yeah,
alone.
that is true. No, who's around to be like, oh, the Lord of Light saved us or whatever, you know?
Yeah, like she could be like, I could go somewhere else and do this again, and then like there'll be more followers.
I thought like I mean, we knew she was gonna appear again in the show. I thought she was gonna come with more red people,
Yeah,
a crew of people to like.
she might have, and then we just didn't see them
Yeah,
because it's so dark.
Yeah,
Fuck
maybe.
that show. No, I'm just kidding. I guess that the idea is they just were like, she's good enough on her own.
Yeah, she's served her thing, and you know, I like. I guess, you know, Beric Dondarrion's story.
How did he
Like
die
his
again?
purpose was to save Arya, and that.
Right, because they're running, and then like there's kind of like this hand up. See, I feel like everything to do with Arya was done better. Like the way they kept switching off of like the Hound and Beric helping her out, like while they're running through. Like,
Yeah.
I thought that was well done. Like it causes
Yeah.
tension, but you're not like, oh, again. Like it's just one sequence and it works all the way
Yeah,
through.
that was really good. And then even when she runs off, you just kind of I mean, you might not have forgot because you knew that she was going to kill the Night King. But I mean, for me, she ran off, and then you just don't see her again until the last scene, which I liked because
Right.
like, it could have showed she's sneaking through and she jumped into the bushes like,
and then lives to fight another day.
yeah. But
Right.
I like this way they did it. And I just watching that episode, say there was like, I mean, I didn't know the ending, but you say there was 20 minutes left, and I just kept thinking like, how could they possibly get through this? Like, and then they show John starts running toward him, and then the guy turns around, and in my head I was just saying like, just keep running. Why aren't you running? Why'd you stop?
because he stopped. Yeah.
And then he's so arrogant. He's raising his arms so slowly.
That's the thing.
Like,
he
he
does
coulda
it
just
first, and
charged
I'm like,
him.
oh, he's gonna raise the dead, and then he kept going. I was like, is he just taunting him? Like, I don't know. That was another thing. I was just like, it's a weird way that they're shooting this and editing it, because like, yeah, he's taking a long time to lift his arms, so much so that I was like, oh, he's just taunting him. Like, yeah, come, let's go,
Yeah.
fight me. I did like the look of people coming back, but I guess they weren't dead long enough for me to be like, oh, they're back. I was just like,
All right. Yeah, the Dothraki guy, and then Lyanna,
Mormont, yeah.
and Ed as well.
he did come back. Yeah, he got a nice little jab through the throat. Or do you think it was like through the neck that came out his throat? Probably
Yeah,
the
I
back
think so.
of the head.
Yeah,
anyway.
no, I think it was through the neck. Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice. So, I don't remember. Did Sam ever we don't even know if Gilly's alive, so that probably answers my question. No,
Right.
they didn't have a
I
reunion.
think she is, but he didn't.
Yeah,
see
but
her.
there was
Yeah.
no reunion.
And
All right.
so John, after somehow the dragon saves him, I guess. Daenerys is on the dragon and burns.
Oh yeah, like what happened with that dragon? Like Daenerys' dragon had all the like. That was another. I'm like, why is he just like posing? Like they made a point of showing that the tail goes down so they can all like run up his back, and I was
Yeah.
like, weird. Like
Why didn't she get him to jump up? Like, what was she waiting for?
Unless he just couldn't because he was being stabbed so much. But I thought like
Maybe.
that was going to be an instance where she has to like save her dragon and actually like fight people.
Yeah.
I weren't interested in that.
But
she did fight
afterwards, yeah.
with Ser Jorah, so that's nice.
Yeah. She's going to be in a fairly dark place now because now, like, she doesn't. The closest to family, I guess, she's had this whole time is now
Ser Jorah,
dead.
yeah.
Yeah. Even though
can't
she
really
friend-zoned him, but
she can't really be close with Tyrion because, as Sansa pointed out, he
keeps
does have
fucking
a,
up.
and he
And
definitely has like a
divided
split.
loyalties, yeah.
Well, yeah, he's not completely loyal to her. It's
Yeah.
awkward with Jon.
It's just John, but it's a bit awkward.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll figure it out, but
No, they won't figure it out. They should not be together. I mean that in every possible way. They should go to opposite ends of Westeros.
they might like, what if the two dragons survive? Like, what if Cersei sort of like they get Cersei earlier on, like this one or the next one, and then it's the two dragons, Jon and Daenerys just doesn't trust him, so she tries to fight him. You'd like that?
Yeah, you better believe it, baby.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, I'd like.
I
that
don't
too,
know if that
but-
would make
but
sense,
don't
but
think
I
it's
would be
gonna happen.
fine.
Yeah.
I would be fine with that.
My guess is they'll
A
be
well-lit
fine
dragon fight?
in next episode.
Yeah, they will be.
Yeah.
I think if nothing else, they'll just be like, well, we need each other to survive.
Yeah, and John's not going to bail on her. Like, she
No,
just
it would have
sacrificed
to
her
be-
whole army for
Yeah,
his
it would
war,
have to
so-
be Daenerys that leaves Jon. Jon wouldn't.
No,
I
he
don't-
can't. Yeah,
no.
he's too loyal to that in that way.
But I don't know what. I guess now we can just talk about what's going to happen next episode. Or do we miss something from this? I feel like we.
No, I think we. I think we got it. That move from Arya was just sick. Like,
Yeah,
that was like a
that
Michael
was good.
Jordan. Like, she had the, like,
it was
that's
really
great.
good.
But the guy's standing. He's standing in front of Bran for so long. He just can't just grab the sword.
Yeah, I don't.
He's been in retirement for too long.
I guess things were going really well for him, though.
Yeah, so
Like,
he
there's
just
no
wanted
way
to
you
throw it
think
in.
like, oh, this little kid is gonna. I know she's not technically a kid, but like
Yeah, she's
in the
probably
grand
like-
scheme of things, she's definitely a kid to him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you probably just think like, yeah, I did it. I got here. I'm gonna take my sweet time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a classic villain move.
I also wish we got to see like, I'm fine with them not explaining about the White Walkers, but like, if we could have seen some sick moves from some of the actual White Walkers,
Yeah.
but we didn't see them do anything, just
No.
walk up at the end.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
This all leads to my overall being underwhelmed by the episode. There weren't as many like really cool moments, and I get it. It's just halfway through the season,
Yeah.
but like
This is their
they
classic,
really
yeah.
promoted this episode, and
Yeah.
I feel like it's not an accident that they put it out the same weekend as an Endgame.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna put yourself in that, like, obviously it seems like you liked it more than Endgame, but like,
Probably.
yeah, but I just felt like,
But I just like everything about Game of Thrones more than the whole
Yeah.
Avengers series. So that's.
I just feel
biased.
like it's one of those things where I was like, they've been building up to this. They only have
yeah, now
this
3
many
more.
episodes
Yeah.
left. Like, this was a time to do some cool things. Like, it's a nice like halfway point.
Yeah.
And they did inarguably a really cool thing at the end with Sansa.
Arya.
Yeah, her too.
Yeah.
but other than that, it seemed like missed opportunities for the most part, or like this could just as easily have been the first episode back, and then everyone like, oh shit, like look what happened.
yeah.
Then it didn't seem like it deserved the build up that it had.
Well, yeah. I mean, but now I think the bright side is now that there's 3 more episodes, they're all going to be similar length, and it's going to be about the people,
Yes.
like their stories, and so that's the really good parts about the show, I think.
Yeah, I think that's kind of this was so just action driven that you're like not getting any of the interpersonal stuff, and
Yeah.
it definitely feels like next episode will bring that. So
Yeah, I
maybe
agree.
I'll
I mean, I
appreciate that
really
more.
enjoyed watching. It was so intense the whole time. You
Yeah.
know, very thrilling and stuff. But
Fair.
yeah.
Fair.
So where do you think it's going?
Well, so I guess this is the part of the episode where we will talk about the like teaser, that 40-second teaser. It does
Yeah.
feel like Daenerys is being very cocky.
Yeah, she doesn't have any army anymore.
She's just like, well, we won the big war. Now we're gonna win the last war. We're gonna unseat her or whatever. And
Get a root and stem.
a lot of the thing, I don't even know if you hear Cersei talk, but a lot of it is her just looking pretty relaxed.
Yeah.
She doesn't really see.
She's got a big smile on her face. She sees all
I
the
guess she
troops
doesn't
and-
know what's happening. Maybe she thinks they're dead. That's why she looks the way she does. Like, she might be like, yeah, the Night King got them. Good.
Yeah, or maybe she hears that they defeated the Night King, but lost the entire army.
Right. Do you think she has any Dothraki left to like speak of?
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe she might have left some either Dothraki or Unsullied at the other castles she took over.
There's got to be some Unsullied left, right? Because Grey Worm didn't die, did he?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's alive. Yeah.
I just feel like
Why didn't he die? He should have died.
You're asking the wrong person, my friend,
Yeah.
because I definitely thought. Again, I'm not here for like character deaths, but I was like, it just seemed like a low count of people that we care about. And again, it's only the halfway through the season.
That's true. There's still time for that.
So there's time for that, but
But actually, when was the last? We keep thinking about Game of Thrones as this show where like these major characters die, and which it was early on. But when was the last time an actual major character died in the show? Probably like season 3 or season 4.
Nah, when did what's her face die? Marjorie.
Oh yeah, okay. So that was season.
People must have
season
died
6
last
or-
season. Season 7.
Yeah, but no one in the core cast has died.
All right, fair
I
enough.
guess.
So
Except
then
for Ned
season
Stark
6.
or Robb Stark. And,
So season 6 would have been the last like big thing
yeah, with
where
Marjorie, they blew up the
thing
sept.
blew. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
All right.
crazy.
All right, fair enough. I guess so. For me, I wasn't like if 10 people die, then
Yeah.
it's a success. It's more what I talked about, where they kept teasing it, and then it was like, well, I don't know
know,
why
I
we're
agree
toying
with
with
that.
this idea. Like,
Yeah, either get
if they're
them-
gonna
show
win,
them
then
survive.
fine. But
Yeah.
just like have it be like, stop showing like people we know as like maybe they'll die, and then not really even pay it off. Really, like to the point of me being like, I guess Grey Worm's alive because I didn't see him die, but I also just didn't feel like he had like a cool cap to his episode arc. It was kind of just like, well, he made it.
Yeah,
That's- they ran out of people to kill him, I guess.
Yeah, and he was another one. When we saw him, he was like struggling.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think I would have rather them not spend time trying to make it seem like they were going to die, considering that wasn't on the that wasn't on the agenda.
It was never going to happen.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
It would, like, there's so many other things they could have shown. As I said, like cool like character interactions with like people we like separately but never seen together.
Yeah, like a Tormund and Jaime team up or something, you know?
Yeah, Tormund and Jaime, or like Tormund and Arya, even like just like having like a fun kill off. I don't know why I keep talking about killing. Just the energy of like characters that you like hanging out together.
For sure,
didn't seem like it was there. It just seemed like a lot of people standing next to each other and looking at each other while this camera zooms, or like people you already know talk to each other, talking to each other.
Well, what did you think at the end when so after Jon escaped through that the showdown with the Night King, Night King walked away, and then he wanted to get to Bran, and so he's walking through and he's looking and he sees all these characters like struggling. Like, he sees Jaime and Brienne struggling, right? Then he sees Sam, who's like crying on the side there, and he doesn't help Sam, and then he just keeps walking, and then he tries to show down with the blue dragon, like just on his own.
Yeah, that's what happens. I forgot what his he just yells at it or something.
Yeah, he's like, ah! Like, what's that gonna do?
He's no Lyanna Mormont. Is that her name? Now I don't remember.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, he's no Lyanna Mormont. She'll yell at you, but she's gonna go for it too.
Yeah, she is.
I guess the other thing is I'm like, well, he's not gonna die because they already played that card. So if he does, it would probably be closer to the end.
Yeah, like if he dies, it's gonna be like the Night King that kills him, probably. Or
so I just feel like
dragon,
that was time we could have used watching him save some people, like doing heroic things.
Yeah.
He kind of just aimlessly wandered around.
That's right. He was not like Arya is obviously the MVP of the episode.
Yes,
he's close to the bottom, and like, what good did he do in it? I mean, he went face to face with like the dragon versus dragon battle. That was cool.
That's the dragon. He was just on it.
Yeah.
It's not like he was a go get him.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know
he
which one
controlling it. Yeah.
I guess that's the question I have. Like, maybe you have more insight. Like, can you control the dragon, or is it more like you're along for the ride?
No, I think you see them steer the dragons a bit.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But that's
like, I believe that Daenerys can control.
Yeah, she has more control than he. He's a rookie.
I feel like he's just along for the ride.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, next episode.
Yeah.
I guess what I was getting at is I feel like that's going to be a defeat.
The next episode.
Yeah, because I feel like they're going into it very confidently.
Oh,
being like we beat the undead.
There's going to be some, and Bronn will probably show up in the next episode. Remember, he's on his way to kill Jaime and Tyrion. This
coming episode makes more sense because then you can have dialogue. But it would have been interesting to see him. I guess only if he was going to kill one of them. It would have been interesting if he showed up during this. But I think it's right for next episode to be the time he shows up, because next episode will have way more dialogue and you can have showdowns in that way.
Yeah.
What else do we think will happen? Do we think anyone will die?
Next episode?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it's clear. I think it's going to be dialogue heavy, but yeah, maybe Bronn.
Or do you think they're waiting for like deaths for the last two?
I'm sure there'll be deaths in the last two, but
I think I shouldn't say important characters we know the names of.
Right. No, I think episode 5 is the battle at King's Landing.
That's Clegane.
And then Clegane is going to happen, and then like whoever survived from that, like some more people will die in the last battle. Like, I'm sure Cersei will die.
You're sure about that? You don't think she'll just go to jail?
I'm sure she did.
All right.
I still think Brienne's going to die.
Yeah, I think she's going to die too.
Yeah. And Jaime might be around for that and get really angry and upset. Yeah.
And you'll cry.
Yeah. You'll be crybaby.
his eyes will sting him, and then someone will kill him while he's going, "Oh, my eye!" And then he accidentally uses his metal hand, and it hurts him.
Yeah. I mean, what if so Bronn shows up and he's got his big bow, like crossbow thing, tries to shoot Jaime, but the bolt misses Jaime and it hits Brienne, and then that just starts Jaime
and then there's
on
like
a murderous rage.
an amazing Bronn versus Jaime fight, because they fought before, but that was more like, I'm training you to get better.
Yeah, you need to pick
but
up
now
your
it's
game.
like, oops.
He's now a lefty. He's like, he's fine.
All right. I hope that happens.
I don't know if that. Yeah,
you know
I
what?
don't know about that, but
so there's a term for that. It's called fridging the girlfriend. Hopefully they don't do that.
yeah.
I think it's this. I want to say it's Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern. Like, there's a storyline where his girlfriend, he comes home to his girlfriend, like she was decapitated, and they put her head in the fridge, and that's like what pushes him to be a good hero.
Right.
And I think people just get tired of the women being sacrificed to like push the man to do something.
True. Yeah.
So hopefully it's more like Brienne goes out in a blaze of glory.
Yeah.
Unless,
I was
like,
hoping that would have happened.
Yeah.
Like she kills a White Walker or something.
If she dies. Well, I feel like we're pretty certain she will, because they've really built her up.
Yeah.
At one point it even looked like Podrick was going to die.
Yeah.
But they didn't play around with that. It just, he didn't die, and then he kind of moved on.
Yeah.
And keep coming back to him. But yeah, look, I think
It'd be nice to see Brienne go through a big battle and
take out a bunch of people.
Yeah, I was like, I wish she killed a White Walker or someone other. Like,
she killed a lot of people, but like, I mean, not
like
people,
zombies,
a lot of the undead.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she doesn't die then.
Maybe not. Yeah, could be just
No, I already said I'm sticking to it. She will die.
Me too. Yeah.
I think they'll all die.
Anybody else? Yeah. Oh, okay.
No, I don't. I seriously think Sansa will stay alive.
I hope so, and I think so too.
Now I don't know about Arya.
Yeah, because she's just gonna.
She's really.
I assume she'll stick with, like, she'll be part of the next battle, right?
I guess so. Like, why wouldn't she be? But also, like, if I were her, I'd be like, I mean, I really
well, she hates
helped
Cersei
you out last
too.
time. Yeah, I guess she really hates Cersei. So
Yeah.
yeah. But I feel like if I were her, I'd be like, you know what? I've had a taste of sex. That was real nice. And then I killed the like main bad guy.
Oh, that's in the trailer too, isn't it? Isn't she? There's a quick clip of her and Gendry, like making out or something like that. I think so.
No idea. I just watched it and I have no idea. I feel bad. Yeah, I maybe they'll be like, let's run off together, and that's the end of her character arc.
Maybe. Yeah.
He's like, listen, look, what are you gonna do? You can't kill anybody bigger than the Night King.
I mean, yeah, it's not gonna get much. But I mean, for her, prior to all this, her number one enemy was, I guess, Cersei.
Yeah.
Not the Night King. So
that was just like a nice little plus for her.
yeah, great plus.
That notch on her belt.
Saved humanity.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I guess she's gonna go, but I like her operating less, and this episode knew how to do it. Her operating less as
like
a soldier and
behind
more
the
as like
scenes.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe it is gonna be like she says she's not coming, and then she just shows up at the last second to do something.
Right, like
cool.
sneaks through the tunnels and like comes up through the tower or whatever.
But I don't know if I want that to be her like kill, because it doesn't seem interesting from Cersei's point of view. Like,
Yeah, it's
I
like
want it to
Jaime
be,
has to
yeah,
kill
like
her.
I want it to be like a showdown when she, like, not that I think Cersei will be able to fight back in a proper way, but it needs to be like this cool, like she thinks she has the upper hand, but then she doesn't type thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said it needs to be. I would like for that to be the case. Who
Me too.
knows what will happen? So that's why I don't know if the Arya killing her would be as satisfying unless it was like she kills Cersei while Cersei thinks she's going to do something to Tyrion or Jaime.
Right.
Then you could be like, yeah, she saved the day again, great. But you still get what I was talking about, which is like the nice...
The conclusion to that family. Yeah, I agree completely. Yeah, I don't know. Cersei's got more wildfire. I assume
forgot
that'll
about
get
that.
used. Yeah.
That's definitely going to be what makes Jaime be like, oh,
Yeah.
the wildfire ways. I can't.
Yeah, he just
I
is
can't
against
abide.
that. Yeah.
All right. Well, that seems like we did it.
Yeah, I think this feels like, we did it. We gave the people what they want.
Yeah, and if we didn't, please let us know.
Yeah.
Just tweet at us. But yeah, this is Spoiled Rotten Game of Thrones edition on thatshelf.com. You can listen to other great episodes of this show. I know the link now. It's tdfeverything.com/spoiledrotten-GOT. But
there we go.
Go to that shelf first. There's this podcast, Bad Gay Movies, Black Hole Films, Highly Logical, other things. It's great. No Budget Nightmare. I don't know if I said that already. But those great podcasts, this great podcast, and just other great things there on that shelf. So
check out that shelf.
Yeah. And then when you're at tdfeverything.com/spoiledrotten-GOT, you will be able to find Aiden's social media, my social media, an email if you don't like using social media. So get in touch with us, but then also go to, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, Radio Public, and subscribe, rate, and review this podcast.
All right.
I did it. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening. Bye-bye.
See ya.
This has been a TDF Everything production, brah.